Hey guys, it's Steph. Welcome back to the cantina. I'm going to maybe put something underneath this so I'm a little higher. No one's in the chat yet, but that will, there. Now, you can see me. Snowed like crazy today and last night, and the dog is dying to go back outside. That's the Malamute and him. And I'm gonna take him out later and mess around with him in the snow. Just a minute, I'm gonna grab a soda. All right. All right, so I'm back. Oh, there are two people here. Hey, Musk, how you doing? So I'm just gonna start out, and people can catch up as they come in. So this morning, Inside the Magic had two really stupid stories. One was crying about the fact that they're not gonna put Galaxy's Edge in at the Paris Park. Hey, Cross, how you doing? We've known that. That is a story we've known for a long time. Okay, so there's that. And then, oh, I want to see it. I want to see that, Musk. I really do. So then, thank you for that. So then, there's another story on Inside the Magic that was titled, I did a video of it. If you haven't seen the video, watch the video. How Kathleen Kennedy tricked Daisy Ridley into basically talking about a fake Ray movie. Now, when you read the article from Inside the Magic, and you look at what she says on the French video YouTube channel, Cine Fina or whatever it's called. Excuse me. I was eating pistachios. Sorry, guys. But wow, I was eating pistachios and back of my neck, a cough turned into a sneeze. Wow. All right. Anyway, sorry for that. I wish I had a sneeze button. I am at last. Not really. Anyway, I hope that didn't chase anybody out of here. I don't normally do that. Anyway, when you read what Daisy said and you see what she said, the only people that knew was her, Kennedy, and a couple of her minions that were there. That was it. John and Dave did not know. John and Dave were probably not happy. They didn't know she was going to be there. I assumed, probably wrongly now, that Daisy thought she was doing the goodbye thing, but she apparently found out about this fake movie from Kennedy at breakfast. And I would say Star Wars Celebration London, I would say Kennedy had been there a week. Now, the breakfast is the time where they talked about this fake movie. When was the breakfast? I know there was a rumor the summer before that Kennedy, while they were filming Indy 5, that Kennedy had met Daisy for lunch. Okay. You know, I don't think that's the way Daisy's acting here. I don't necessarily think that it's out of the realm of possibilities. It could be that, could have been that lunch, or when Kennedy got to London, she rang up. Oh, for crying out loud. God, what is this? Everything in my house getting possessed by a demon or something? Our alarm. There's absolutely nothing going on with it. There's nothing. And yet we had this. Anyway, so when was the meeting? Was it the lunch? It could have been, but that's over a year, almost a year before. So Daisy's behavior, which is more important than what she says. I don't know. First I get the coughs and then the alert. It's been going off by itself for no reason for like the last week. We probably need a new system. And I myself don't know if I want ADT again. Long story. It's always fun when you're driving, you're going to church after putting the alarm on, and you're driving down the street and you see two cop cars go screaming past you, and then you get a text from ADT saying your alarm system went off. That's happened 3 times. Piece of shit. That's all I can say. Anyway, not my fault. Anyway, back to this. So when was this meeting? Because of what Daisy was saying, I was shitting myself, her words, before she went out on stage. My opinion is this. That meeting took place that week. Kennedy was told by Iger, take your Viking funeral and be happy. You're done. I mean, he basically said, I want you gone. She said to him, they'll know I'm leaving. And Iger's like, yeah, we know. You are leaving. All right. Now, she gets Daisy to go out there, manipulates Daisy to go do something that is stupid. Nobody wants this movie. Okay, nobody. Hey, Ian, how you doing? Nobody wants this movie. That's the God's honest truth. Nobody wants this movie. Okay, so why are they doing this? First off, I think Daisy has to find her guts and tell Kathy I'm not doing this movie, even if it's real, and it's not real. I know it's not real, and I'm not going to talk about it anymore. All right, Daisy should do that. I don't think she feels she can. Adam Driver, has got a career that's going quite well. He can do it. I am never going back to Star Wars. Oscar Isaacs, very respected actor. I don't particularly like him. He's this big. He's a munchkin, not my type. He's like, I'm not going back. John Boyega, no. All right. They all had bad experiences. Why Daisy's excited about it, I don't know why. I would have told, what she should have said to Kathy is, Kathy, I'm really glad you want to do this, but I don't have time. My calendar's full, and really, I didn't have the best time playing that role. Okay, it wasn't a great time. But somehow, Kennedy manipulated that girl to think there was a Star Wars movie with her name on it. Okay, so she goes out there on stage, and let's see, everybody but her and Kathy was out of the loop. They're like, what the fuck? I mean, to this day, when Chinoy is mentioned at Lucasfilm from what Sparrow has said, they don't know who the hell she is. All right? They're like, what is she talking about? Is Daisy doing this to get more work? Well, just a second. Let's look at something, okay? Let's look at something. I know. We'll go outside and play in the snow in a little while, okay, buddy? Okay, puppy bear. All right? Good boy. Good dog. Let's look at this. Okay. What does she have on her IMDb page? Come on. Come on. All right. Stupid thing. Okay, then we'll do this. Go up to Savari, IMDb. Daisy Ridley. Okay, now let's go look at her filmography. Oh God, she looks like crap in that. She's got 8 upcoming shows. Magpie completed. Star Wars New Jedi Order in development. First Ascent in production. Women in the Castle in pre-production. The Cleaner in production. We Bury the Dead pre-production. Untitled Star Wars Obi-Chinoy Project. It says pre-production, but they're nuts. So we can look at Star Wars New Jedi Order and the Obi-Chinoy Project as the same movie. Young Women in the Sea, post-production. She's got a lot of work. If you just take away all in England, nothing in the United States. Now, if you look at the guy that was chosen to write this, as in Kennedy called him up and said, I need a favor. Can you come to Star Wars Celebration and announce you're writing a Daisy Star Wars movie? He's like, okay, why? They know each other. They've had probably conversations at, I don't know, parties and things like that. Kennedy does have a house, I think, in Knightsbridge. She does own a place in London, I think. That's what I've heard. I never saw it in any of the research I've done, but that is probably the truth. But anyway, so they met before, so he knew her. He knows. I mean, she calls him up. Do you want to write a Star Wars movie? Now, Stephen Knight has been out of Hollywood for 10 years. He would die to get a project like that. Yes, of course. So he shows up at Star Wars Celebration. Probably Daisy didn't know. Probably Daisy didn't know who the director was. I want to say something about this. Choosing Obi-Chinoy to direct this movie proves just how stupid Kathleen Kennedy really is. Okay, I don't call her Darth Stupidious for no reason. Okay, I mean, if someone said, I want to do a Star Wars movie, who do you think should direct? I wouldn't even know who Chinoy was, but for all this shit, okay? I'd say, well, Ridley Scott, Christopher Nolan, James Mangold. Yes, I said that. Don't get mad at me. Hey, Dave, how you doing? Hi, Carlos. You could. There are a lot of directors that, could easily do a Star Wars movie that would bring cachet and good storytelling. Okay, so I wouldn't pick a woman who's done nothing but documentaries and 2 episodes of Ms. Marvel that had to be reshot because she did such a lousy job as the director of this big tentpole. However, Ridley Scott said it back in January of 2018. Lucasfilm does not like hiring experienced directors. They want these young directors, subtext, that they can push around and boss. What do you get? What, I don't even know what that person's talking about. So when you've got that going on, Shasha annoyed would do. Oh, I love it. So now we've got, let's go over just the stuff from the last week. Wake up in the morning, about 2 in the afternoon, Jon Favreau himself, at Disney's behest, says, season 4 of The Mandalorian is going to be a movie. Now, I had some fucking troll show up telling me there's still going to be season 4. Why would you have a season 4? Or what logic would that be if you're turning Mandalorian into a fucking movie? Okay. But look, this is the stuff that people are, this is the stuff that people from the big channels who don't know what the hell they're talking about are talking about. And let me tell you, after last week, the flop sweat is real. So then we get literally in that same message to the world from Lucasfilm and Disney, Dave Filoni is developing Ahsoka Season 2. Where does that put the Rey movie? No one's even talking about it. Again, the people at Lucasfilm don't know what they're talking about. Okay? Thank you, Dave. Then we've got the Star Wars shills for Kennedy. Jason Ward crying that there isn't a script and announcing all the rest of this crap. Okay. Was he, look, I'm going to go on that one. Has he been set free? Have his contacts at Lucasfilm dried up? All right, so yeah, I mean, I am just like, all right, so he is saying there isn't one. I mean, Inside the Magic, not that long ago, was crying that there wouldn't be a Rey movie. That is, they were pretty much thinking it was over. There's none. Why are we still sitting here talking about it? First off, Daisy doesn't know how to disentangle herself from it. And she cannot do what Adam Driver did for some reason, saying, I'm not doing another Star Wars movie. I'm done with Star Wars. Well, first off, Kyle is right. And this is where Grogu and Mando going to the big screen is a great idea. What's the most important thing? Let's go back to the TV show The Offer. It was a great treatise on how executives with no creative ideas whatsoever, executives with creative ideas, who are very good at leading studios, Robert Evans, and CEOs like Charlie Bluthorn get together. They get a creative, like Francis Ford Coppola, who had just won the Academy Award for Best Screenplay for Patton. They finally let him have the actors he wanted. Marlon Brando, who wanted the part anyway, just to piss Sinatra off, and Al Pacino, who was a little-known actor, stage actor, and he had just made a movie called Panic in Needle Park. They had a budget of, I think, $4 million. That's what it cost back then to make The Godfather. They needed what they thought was another $2 million to finish it. They get the money finally, and there was a lot of twists and turns. Part of the problem with the filming of The Godfather, the mafia didn't really want them to make the movie, so it took Al Ruddy all of his finesse to be able to talk to the mafia to get them to understand that he wasn't doing something that was putting a bad light on them. And look, I mean, they're criminals, we all know that, but, you know, when you've got the Italian-American League led by a mobster, the head of the Colombo crime family, Joe Colombo, and you got Frank Sinatra breathing down your neck, You know, so that they had to figure that out. Ruddy got fired because of he got a picture taken shaking hands with Joe Colombo, and I don't really blame Charlie Bluthorn for firing him at the time. I'd have killed him. I mean, I'd be like, fuck, you know. But he came back, they finished the movie, the rest is history. Everything about making The Godfather, timing. Francis was writing with Mario Puzo. Mario Puzo is a novelist. He takes his own goddamn sweet time writing. Okay. Francis is there helping him and they're writing. And they're not going as fast as they need to. In fact, when Ruddy gets a script, he basically sends his assistant to grab a script, unfinished. The beginning and the end is finished, there's no middle. So he just grabs a bunch of paper, shoves it in there, because Joe Colombo wants to say it, and he just looks at the first page. They have a conversation. Colombo's two lieutenants are standing there, and they have a conversation between each other, and Colombo says, fine. I want you to do one thing for me. Remove the word mafia. It only shows up once in the entire movie, once. And it's when the studio head is screaming at Tom Hagen. They removed mafia, and what you see is what you get. Now, again, what was the big problem with the directors at Gulf and Western? The money. Bluthorn basically says towards the end of the show, losing money gives me a rash. Okay, fine. Why wouldn't they take Grogu and Mando and put them on the screen? Because it will bring people to Disney Plus. Okay, it'll bring people to Disney Plus. That's how you get people to get Disney Plus, is to have movies coming out. All right, so during the strike, all the scripts for Mando season 4 are out, and Favreau's looking at it and goes, "We have a movie here." They have to contend with Kennedy's bullshit. Well, Iger says, "Why don't we turn season 4 into a movie?" That's how they did it. Okay, there's not going to be a season 4 unless they want to go back. What is the logic of that, though? Think about it. Okay, now, Ahsoka, season 2. This is where Kennedy knows her era dies. Okay, Ahsoka's on Peridia with Sabine. I hope Sabine dies in this. I hate her. And then I hope Hera does too, but in my opinion, there isn't enough room for Hera, Syndulla, and Leia. Okay, there just isn't. It's either one or the other. And I think everybody would prefer Leia. Just my opinion. Anyway, so Kennedy knows this. Why did she want to have a movie announced with Daisy? To take the wind out of Dave and John's sails, right? They went there with Ahsoka. They both walked off the stage like, fuck, and I can't imagine the words exchanged at Bob Iger and what Bob Iger said back. Okay, so we know Kennedy manipulated and lied to Daisy to get her to come to do this. We know she was supposed to take the Viking funeral. She told Iger she didn't want to. People know she was leaving. Iger said, "Yeah, I know." And she just gave him the finger. And why? Everybody on this channel that's subscribed that watches the videos know why. And if they're not, and if they're subscribed to the channel, they better be subscribed to Cameron's Patreon. He knows why. Because Kennedy cannot be fired for cause. That is a clause in her contract. So she felt very much empowered to tell the bosses at Disney to fuck off. Okay. So we get Obai Chinoy, which, is, like I said, a stupid choice, to come in at the last minute because what happened the week or so before this was announced? Everyone's looking around each other going, what? Damon Lindelof went on the record and said Disney killed the movie. There's no more Disney movie for me. And it's the same fucking movie that Daisy's talking about now. Okay. There you go. All right. So this is, I don't even think it's Kennedy anymore doing this. I think it's, again, well, the strike being as long as it was, Dave, and he had all 8 episodes already scripted out. He'd written them all. I'm pretty sure that he probably looked at what he could do and said, I could turn this into a movie. We need to have a movie. All right. Excellent idea. Okay, and then maybe add some, and I would say add visits by the OG heroes. If you're gonna have Boba Fett, you gotta bring in Han and Leia. I would like to see a moment where Mando and Leia have to calm the parties down from trying to kill each other. All right, that would be cool. And we really deserve the cameos like that, because those cameos can go into Heir to the Empire. Okay, see what's going on here is Palpatine's whatever that is, Snoke whatever that is, and Rey Palpatard cannot exist in the same galaxy as Thrawn, the Night Sisters, and the rest of it. They just can't. It doesn't make any sense. I think that could be something, Cross. But I want it to be very, I think if they did a team up like that, it would have to be very much Lucas-like, with a lot of logic and sort of, instead of what you see on The Rise of Palpatine, just what the fuck, what? You're like, how did this happen? You're supposed to, and I can suspend my imagination. I can be very happy watching a movie with the Sarlacc in it, or, a Rancor, or space whales. But the where reality comes in to me going is Lando showing up out of nowhere with a bunch of smugglers to save what the fuck? And that's a throwaway from the Battle of Nar Shaddaa, where an Imperial fleet was defeated by the smugglers that lived there. Okay, that's in Hutt Gambit, which is book 2 of the Han Solo A.C. Crispin trilogy. So there's that. Now, I have to say, going back to Daisy, that it's obvious that she can't really escape it when she's asked. Okay, and I'm not convinced that her saying, I don't want to do a Star Wars movie anymore, I'm done, would cause Kennedy to do something, because I don't think Kennedy's got the power anymore to do anything to anybody. Again, if you doubt me, go watch the 52-minute, 52-second Steven Spielberg canceling of Kathleen Kennedy and her husband. Okay. Well, Kyle, that's what narcissists do. And Daisy's now sadly a victim of this. And it's sad. Okay, it's not right. The kid shouldn't be subject to this. Not that I feel sorry for her, but after looking at her, IMDb page, she's got a ton of stuff here that, she's got a lot of work, and I just feel that she might not feel strong enough or empowered enough at this time to tell Kennedy, no, I'm not doing this. All right. Now, what would help, and I'm very sure that Bob Iger has not talked to Daisy, is if Iger came in and said, Daisy, there is no Ray movie. We're going to put that out there. Okay, so you don't have to talk about it anymore. But I think what'll kill it, like, will make it so the press doesn't even talk about it, is Kennedy retiring. Now, let's talk about that. 2 weeks ago, Kennedy dropped the price, is on the 3rd of January, she dropped the price of Shea Kennedy Marshall in Malibu down to another $2 million. I expect before this is over, they'll drop it another 2. All right, they're not going to make a profit on this place. They bought it for $9. It's at 14.9 right now, and it's been on sale since September, August. I don't know. So, close to a half a year. And it's going to take that long to sell it, all right? Because, A, people really don't want to buy property like that right now. The people that can afford it might not want to move money around like that. Furthermore, movie people are, according to friends of mine, extremely superstitious. And who the fuck wants a house that belonged to Kathleen Kennedy, that with all that bad vibe going on? Okay, all that bad vibe. So what you don't, and I'll tell you something else. I watched a little of it, Dave. It's good. I gotta finish watching it. But I have to say this. There are houses I've looked, because I now follow that housing market just because I'm interested, for sale that are as nice. There's one for, I think, 10 million in a very nice area of Malibu, overlooking Malibu Cove. And it has a fucking movie theater in it. And it's 5 million less. What are you gonna, and it's got the infinity pool and all the rest of that shit. It's got an outdoor kitchen. It's got a fire pit and everything. Why would you buy a house that's not, doesn't have the amenities, when you can get stuff that's really cool? I mean, it's not to say the house isn't cool, but I think, in my opinion, if you have a movie theater in your house so you can actually watch movies, really just sit in a theater and drink a glass of wine and watch movies, I think that's awesome, okay? Why wouldn't you want that? There you go. So, all right, let's kind of catch people up if they're new. They haven't been on in chat. Why don't I kind of talk about all of the news that's come out? The house price got cut down. Mando, Grogu are going, they took episode 4 as per, all the rags in Hollywood, the trades, and said they're turning it into a movie, which is a good idea. Ahsoka season 2 is being developed. We see the Jason Wards of the world lamenting that there is no script or anything for the Rey movie. Okay, he said his people told him they haven't seen a script yet. Okay, Now, Sparrow said that, I think Sparrow said that Knight did send the script in, but it was so bad it was just sent back. Okay. Hey, Angelina. Remember the rules, no trolling, no arguing, respect the channel. Okay. I mean it. So anyway, what we've got here, I think, is simply Lucasfilm getting sick and tired of Sharmeen Chinoy enough to say, let's just announce what we're doing. Okay. And really, well, let's go. All right, now remember, I'd forgotten about this. Cameron reminded me that back in November, Daisy had told people that Kennedy had basically tricked her about the movie. Okay. Again, let's go back because I'm doing a rehash here. Daisy says to Collider, she was shitting herself in backstage because she and Kennedy were almost the only two people that knew. Okay. And I liked both of them a lot. You know, I really rather be talking about the topic right now than I am, but just to give you a 411. I thought the end of Ahsoka was great. I thought the whole show was great. Fuck anybody who thinks it weren't. I'm sick and tired of the negative shit. And the South Park Panderverse was fucking hilarious. And really, you know, they went after the black pill blobs. I mean, look, and since last week, if you go look on those, their channels, the flop set sweat is real. I mean, it's like they're backtracking, they're making up stories again, anything to not look stupid. Meanwhile, vindication. All right, you have to learn how to read the subtext, and people who've never been in a place where you know, Capitol Hill, House Majority Leader's office, you might as well be in the C-suite on the 7th floor at Disney. Okay. All right, I've seen that kind of politics go on. All right, so nothing that Sparrow has reported about Kennedy, about her reactions, about what Iger's doing, about the 5 horsemen, any of that shit phases me. All right, because that shit happens. Okay, what phases me and still makes me go is Iger not renegotiating Kennedy's contract, so in the future he could say, you're fucking fired, get out of here. Okay. She can't be fired for cause. Okay, now, if she has morals violations, that could be, okay, I will. See you, Dave. If she has morals violations, she could be fired for that. You know, and just a little bit about the Acolyte. There's so much going on with, let me see, Maze just sent me a thing about Bespin Bulletin. Okay. Okay, here it is, Bespin Bulletin. Daisy Ridley's untitled Rey Skywalker Star Wars movie reportedly delayed, Stephen Knight possibly exiting. Breaking news, boys and girls. Breaking news. All right, let's go and see what's going on here. All right. And Jason Ward's little minion, Jacob, is crying about it. I think isn't that what the minion's name is? Little faggot. Anyway, yeah, so, you know, and if Angelina's still here, I'm going to explain. I hate the sequel trilogy. I fucking hate it. I hate Adam Driver. I hate him. Every time I look at him, I just want to vomit. I can't stand looking at Daisy Ridley. I hate Oscar Isaacs. I think he's an overrated actor. And I feel bad for John Boyega. Okay. He got treated like shit. All right. But Mandalorian was great. Episode 16. I'm not a Luke Skywalker fan. I mean, I am, but Han Solo is my favorite character. I did get the Fifis. I think the writer left. I gotta get this. Shit. I gotta get that to Cameron. You know, I absolutely love Mandalorian. Kenobi was great. And to the people who think it broke canon, no one in the galaxy is going to give a shit or know who Luke Skywalker is because he literally was anonymous. Leia was not, in a way, because she is the adopted daughter of Bail Organa, who is friends with Obi-Wan Kenobi. And there you go. Okay, it makes sense that the heir to the Alderaanian throne would be the one being kidnapped and not some kid from a oyster farm on Tatooine. Okay? Fucking grow up. And I thought Andor sucked. I thought every part of Andor was just, the only thing that was good was Stellan Skarsgård, and he wasn't in it enough. Okay. It was boring. It was woke shit with those fucking dykes, which I was hoping, you know, a stormtrooper would get lucky and blow both of them away. It was full of leftist crap. It was trash. You know, I'm looking at, you know, you've got Coruscant in the daytime. Where they were walking, that's London. They filmed it literally on location in London. I'm like, Coruscant doesn't look like fucking London, you fucking morons. Okay. I hated that show. I hated it. I hate Diego Luna. I hate the two dyke actresses. The only one I liked is Stellan Skarsgård. And even Genevieve O'Reilly got abused in this. All right. What a stupid fucking show. And why it gets so many kudos, I'm going. And the costuming. You know, when they're putting Andor's mommy's, you know, ashes, brick, and they're carrying it. The guy's dressed like, what the fuck is he wearing? That's not Star Wars. Anyway, it was made on the cheap, and you could tell. All right. They abused Andy Serkis. You know, dropping the F-bomb. Why was that needed on a Disney show? Okay, and I loved Ahsoka, but the character has grown on me, and we're going to see the world between worlds, the Mortis arc. At the end, you see Ray Stevenson, God bless his soul, standing on the arm, the finger of the father as he's pointing, and you see a light in the distance. What's he pointing at? Is he, look, you have to watch Rebels to see where I'm going with this. When Ezra goes to see the temple at Lothal with Sabine, that there's a tapestry, the daughter, father, and the son. And he opens up the portal. And they all whisper something that is very hard to understand. And because the daughter was killed by the dagger of Mortis, and the father used it to commit suicide. The son was only killed by Anakin's lightsaber. His eyes are the only ones that light up. There was fuck the Empire in it. She says it, Carlos. Okay, she fucking says it. So, I'm sorry, but I saw the whole thing too. Just go back and look at my videos of it. Every goddamn episode. Okay, so you wouldn't have to. Disney has to learn one way or another. So anyway, Son's eyes light up. So what is calling to Balin? Is it the sun? Because remember, he wasn't killed with the dagger of Mortis. He was killed with Anakin's lightsaber. Anakin shivved him. Came up behind him like that. Okay? And the question remains with the father who balances the Force out. Just, you know what? Don't give them any super chats. Don't subscribe to them. Leave them. In this day and age, everybody needs their money for like their kids' birthdays, their mortgages, their rent, their car payment, Christmas presents, taking their wives out to dinner. Save your money. Look, they don't need your money. All right, it's a luxury. What they're providing people is a luxury. It's a luxury that most people can't afford, which is why, you know, I could put my live chats to be monetized. I won't do it. All right. The reason why is because I don't need it. We're very comfortable. All right. Not that, I don't know, winning a $2 billion lottery would be bad. I wouldn't tell you guys, but there would be signs. Okay. You'd know. Yeah, me doing, you know, channel updates from a bottle green 1958 Jaguar with a bad electrical problem or some shit. I don't know. But going back to the end of Ahsoka, what's calling Balin? Okay, that is probably the most important thing, because once Sabine and Ahsoka go and find those monoliths of the daughter, father, and son, this is where things can be fixed and changed. And the only way you can fix Star Wars is to put the sequel trilogy in a pocket universe or erase it and never have it happen again. Okay. Anyway, I gotta go because I'm gonna send this article to Cameron and probably do a video. This has been a really good day. I'll see you guys around the galaxy. Progress. Yes, I know. And Rollo, I think it was probably, I think it's the sun, or, you know, Mazuris, my friend Mazuris, he thinks it might even be the Aboleth, which I think I'd save her. Anyway, see you guys around the galaxy. Behave, be safe. And it's snowy. You can see outside. So I'm gonna take the dog out later, and we're gonna go play in the snow. I'm gonna tire him out. So guys around the galaxy, and get ready because there's probably another download. This has been a good day already. See you around the galaxy.